Your homepage is going to be the most visited page on your website. In this episode, we are uncovering all of the key elements that make up the perfect homepage for local service-based businesses. Hello and welcome back to the Grind and Grow Marketing Show. I am your host, Brad Ball, and today we are talking about the perfect homepage for local service-based businesses. So, it's probably no surprise that your homepage is the entry point into pretty much every website. It's going to be the most visited page, and it's going to be what leaves that lasting impression on your visitors. So your homepage should entice people to stay on the site and dig into more information. So what are the main elements or sections that you should have on your homepage? Well, let's dive in. Very first and foremost is you need to have a clear navigation. And I know that sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised by how many people come to us with a not clear navigation. So your navigation should be concise. It should be very visible and noticeable. And I recommend it be at the top of your website. So this is just where people are looking for it because that's the social norm. That's where it is. Instead of making people play a game and try to figure out where else it could be, just put it at the top where people expect it to be. Okay, the next element or the next section down is the hero section. So this is typically that big, large full screen-ish section that has like a color or a video or a image background and with text on over top of it. That's kind of typically what you see. And it should clearly communicate what you do and how it benefits the visitor. So it should include a headline, a sub-headline, and a clear call to action. And the image should support, or if you have an image in the background or next to this content, it should support the content, right? That image should speak to the visitor and identify with them. You want to make sure that your verbiage is very clear and concise and obvious and to the point. So what a lot of people do is put welcome or your journey starts here, or some vague, content that really doesn't say anything. It's more of like a tagline. So you want to avoid that. You want to be very clear about what you do. We help blah, 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 create blah, 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 or something, I don't know, right? Like it needs to say what you do. So that's the hero section. Okay. The next section is one that a lot of people miss, but this is the benefits section. So not the features, but the benefits. So what's the difference between features and benefits? Well, features are, if let's say you're selling headphones, features would be the noise cancellation, would be wireless, the Bluetooth technology, the audio ranges. So these are features. The benefits would be being able to experience your music without having to hear the crying baby on the plane next to you. That would be the benefit. So the benefits are what are your customer going to get out of the product or the service that is being offered. Typically, most people go right to the features in this section. So you want to, if you can, talk about the benefits first. A lot of times I like to break this down visually into maybe 3 or 4 main benefits and maybe create separate columns for each of them, giving them, like a title and maybe an icon or an image that supports it with a short description, right? So something like that visually. And then below this would be your feature section. This is what we usually don't get wrong, is what we offer, because we're really good about talking about ourselves. So this section would include, like your services, what's included in your services and that kind of stuff. Okay, so then the following would be social proof. So this is where you would be putting testimonials and reviews. Maybe it's before and afters, or it could also be case studies, right? So like showing the work and how it's done and what you're doing and the before and the afters. This could also include badges, certificates, a client list, like maybe logos of people that you've worked with or places that you've been in or have been featured in. A secret is most people are kind of looking for more of a quantity than they are quality. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying quality isn't important in your reviews. It is. Quality reviews are very important. But sometimes when people are just looking at social proof in general, they're just looking to see the quantity. Like, do you have one testimonial or do you have 50, right? So, okay, if a lot of people are talking great, then that must be good. So, okay, so that is your social proof. And this doesn't always have to be here in this section. You can also have these logos up higher or in other areas, right? This is just, you want to make sure you do include it. And I usually have it broken out into separate sections. Okay, the next one for a local service-based business is location. That's pretty obvious, right? Location, a map, your hours, your address, your phone number, the things that people would want to know if they're looking up a local service-based business. And then, of course, your main call to action. Again, what do you want people to do? Your main call to action should be in your main navigation. It should be in the hero section. It should also be in the benefits and features section. And then I usually dedicate a section of its own all by itself right by the bottom, right? So just, what is the action? The one thing you want people to do when they are on your site. Is it call you? Is it schedule a consultation? What? That's your main call to action. Don't forget that. All right, that wraps us up for the perfect homepage. We'll see you in the next episode.